98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com presents the Mid-Columbia Today Show with Mark Bailey. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital and Del Carpine Automotive. Now, here's Mark Bailey.
Good morning. It is 8:05. It is a Wednesday morning, midway through the week, 26th of August. Here's what we're doing today. First part of the show, Phil Hukari and Tom Ames are here. Talk about the Hood River Valley High School Athletic Hall of Fame events, and we'll talk about who's being inducted. That is coming up the weekend of September 11th and 12th. We'll talk about all the activities going on there. Second half of the program for Washington Gorge Action Program, Associate Director Juan Reyes and Education and Engagement Coordinator Christopher Cazares. They've got a couple of events coming up as well, including they're going to be involved in Mount Ames Chamber of Commerce with a Business After Hours event at the Gorge Heritage Museum coming up on Thursday, the 10th of September, and they've also got their annual big El Grito event at Rheingarten Park in White Salmon, celebrating Hispanic heritage. So all of that coming up on the show. But first, as we always do, let's tell you about this day as men and what it means, at least to some people. This day in 1939, the first televised Major League Baseball games were broadcast on experimental station W2XBS, a doubleheader between the Cincinnati Reds and the Brooklyn Dodgers at Ebbets Field. The Reds won the first game 5-2. The Dodgers won the nightcap by a score of 6-1. This day in 1944, French General Charles de Gaulle braved the threat of German snipers as he led a victory march in Paris, which had just been liberated by the Allies from Nazi occupation. 1958, Alaskans went to the polls to overwhelmingly vote in favor of statehood. 1968, the Democratic National Convention opened in Chicago. The four-day event that resulted in the nomination of Hubert H. Humphrey for president was marked by a bloody police crackdown on anti-war protesters in the streets. 1978, Cardinal Albino Luciani of Venice was elected pope following the death of Paul VI. The new pontiff, who took the name John Paul I, died just over a month later. 1980, the FBI inadvertently detonated a bomb planted at Harvey's Resort Hotel in State Line, Nevada, while attempting to disarm it. The hotel had been evacuated, no injuries reported, but the blast did cause some significant damage. 1985, 13-year-old AIDS patient Ryan White began attending classes at Western Middle School in Kokomo, Indiana, via a telephone hookup at his home. School officials had barred White from attending classes in person due to his illness. 2009, kidnapping victim J.C. Dugard discovered alive in California after being missing for over 18 years. And in 2022, an affidavit released by the FBI showed that 14 of the 15 boxes recovered from former President Donald Trump's Florida estate contained classified documents, many of them top secret, mixed in with miscellaneous newspapers, magazines, and personal correspondence. Our days for today, it's Women's Equality Day. It commemorates the adoption of the 19th Amendment, which prohibits denying the right to vote to citizens of the U.S. on the basis of sex. It was adopted in 1920. The state of Tennessee was the state that put it over the top. It is Willing to Lend a Hand Wednesday today. That's just something, if you can help somebody, you should do it. Doesn't matter how small it might be. It's National Web Mistress Day today. It is Make Your Own Luck Day today. If you work hard, then the luck will come. I think it was Branch Rickey, the baseball general manager, who said luck is the residue of design. It is a Musical Yoga Day today. I can't really comment on that. It is it's National Dog Day, but isn't every day a dog's day when you get right down to it? At least if you're a dog and your owner is someone like me. And finally, it's National Toilet Paper Day today, so we salute that very essential product. Our food item today, it's a good summertime one. It's National Cherry Popsicle Day today. So there you go, for what it's worth. May not be a whole lot. 8:09 in the morning, we'll come back, talk about the Hood River Valley High School Athletic Hall of Fame right after this.
Looking for a job where you're more than just a number? Where people know your name and your work matters? Hey, it's Michelle from Hood River Supply, and we're hiring. We're looking for friendly faces and hard workers for customer service, cashiers, lawn and garden specialists, and gas station attendants. If you enjoy helping people, learning new skills, and being part of a supportive team, we want to meet you. Apply in person or call 541-386-2757. Great people, great work, great place to be. Hood River Supply, now hiring.
I need to get my business's name out.
Visualize.
Full color printing.
Signs, cards, even clothing.
Conceptualize.
But it has to be affordable and look good.
Actualize. Rage Graphics and Design gets the word out. Advertise your business in full color with Rage Graphics and Design. From full color printed signs and banners to 3-dimensional logos and more.
You can even get embroidered clothing with your logo or name on it.
Check us out at 217 East 3rd Street in the Dalles.
Or call 296-SIGN.
Rage Graphics and Design. Get the word out.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bi-Coastal Media Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
It is now 8:10 in the morning. We welcome to our program those involved in operating the Hood River Valley High School Athletic Hall of Fame events this coming couple of weekends from now, actually, September 11th and 12th, which means Phil Hukari is here and Tom Ames are here. Good morning to both of you guys.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
And Phil, I'll start with you here off the top just to kind of set everybody up here because you have been involved in the Hall of Fame since, how long have we been doing this now? About 20 years or so?
Well, our charter class was in 2007.
Okay.
And our 2026 will be our 17th year. And we had 3 years which we did not have. 2 years in 2021 because of COVID. And then I think 1 year, about the third year in, we just didn't have any interest in it or something like that back in the Bassam days. Yeah. But we've been doing pretty good.
And, the goal of all this, what you're trying to do, I mean, there's kind of a couple goals here, one of which is to recognize those who have blazed a trail at Hood River Valley High School and before Hood River Valley High School as well.
Right. When we put this into play in 2007, we're looking at some way to honor the people and recognize the people who have contributed and excelled in sports first, and then as other activities too, as we connected with Hood River County sports, because we've recognized, for example, we've had 7 Y East athletes, Y East High School, that is. 14 Hood River High School athletes have been, and administrators, so forth. 1 Odell High School athlete from the past, and 3 Cascade Locks. A number of teams and so forth, and community leaders also, administrators.
So, how you pick these honorees, guys? What's involved here?
Well, we have a nomination form process we adopted years ago, but basically we look for nominations from different community people and so forth, and graduates and other people, and then we go through those. And we have a committee that usually will meet sparingly, but eventually we go through the names. And lately, though, a lot of us just get together and we talk about people who are deservingly of this, and we then go through the list, and that's where we come up with.
So, let's just kind of go through the weekend. We'll get to the inductees here in a few moments, but the weekend here, and Tom, we'll start out with, there is going to be the resurrection of the Hall of Fame golf tournament. It has not been done for a little while, but it is back now.
Yeah, that's sponsored by, it's benefiting the girls' basketball and softball. So, and that's going to be on Friday, which makes it a little bit tough, but for some people. But you can look online. I think you can probably just search for that golf tournament through HRV and the Lady Eagles Hall of Fame golf tournament, and you would find something there. There's also a couple of email spots there that you could hit.
Yeah, you can. First of all, the Facebook page hrv.ladyeagles. That's where people. There is an entry form there, which I printed out. And it came out very small. I probably will figure it out a little bit later. But you can also contact Justin Frazier, the new girls basketball coach at HRV, at 541-490-2194, or Jay Frazier at 5876@gmail.com, or contact Joe Gunther over at Crown Point Wealth, which actually might be the best place to go here. Joe.Gunther@crownpointwealth.com. You can call him at 541-490-7719.
I'm impressed by your eyes because that is very tiny print.
Well, my eye doctor last time here, he put my glasses to 2015, knowing what I do, and so that helped a lot there. But you can sign up. It's at 8 in the morning on Friday. The reason why it's on Friday, Columbia Gorge Community College Tournament of Tradition is scheduled the next day at Indian Creek. So, but it'll be at Indian Creek Golf Course, 8 o'clock in the morning. Shotgun starts, a 4-person scramble. They've got all the usual contests, and it's a great way to help support 2 of the Hutter Valley High School athletic programs who have new coaches. The girls basketball side is Justin Frazier, who I know is at least on a team that has been inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
In fact, probably 2 as I think about it. And also Jeremy Belcher and John Bryan, now the coaches of the softball program. And so they kind of work together to get the tournament back going again. And I would suspect next year they'll hold it on a Saturday, hopefully. But, of course, we never know when the Hall of Fame is going to be until we get the football schedule.
Right.
So that makes it a little bit difficult. Which, speaking of the football game, Phil, Friday night the 11th is when you're going to have the activities at halftime of the game.
Yeah, we'll do this year. We're doing a halftime introductions, basically, for those individuals and teams who are going to be inducted this year will be introduced. And
you have hats for everybody. It's kind of called the hat ceremony.
Well, I'm not sure we're going to have hats this year.
Oh, okay.
But we will be giving something. It's just the bottom line was hats are now way expensive. And
they are, by the way.
And we were giving away hats that were left over from years and years and years. And basically we're already giving them other types of certificates and so forth.
Okay,
so.
All right. So it's just a change in that. But that
introductions is what we're doing.
You're going to introduce them at halftime of the game. The Eagles will play Barlow that night, 7 o'clock kickoff out of Henderson Stadium. And then the event itself, that's going to be on Saturday. We're going to be in the Divots Pavilion at Indian Creek Golf Course.
That's correct. We have a social hour starting at 4, and then dinner and awards to follow at 5.
And that has proven to be a very nice location, by the way, to have this. And so let's start talking about the people who are going to be inducted here. And I'll just go on the list I have been given that actually Phil dropped off for me yesterday. And that is and our first honoree here is someone who is being honored, unfortunately, posthumously, but he is a graduate of the old Hood River High School back in 1970. And that's Bill Berger.
I like to say the high school, but no,
I'm not going to get into that argument. I'm too young for that argument. I don't want to be involved in it.
Bill Berger was actually a teammate of mine, and he was a first-team All-State lineman at that time. It was tough to get All-State. It still is. And later on, he was all offensive lineman and defensive lineman in the old Cooperative League. I can say old about that. And one of the fastest players, great football player.
Next one on my list here, now we're getting into where I can take part in comment here. A terrific runner, Tom. Lauren Lloyd's going to be honored.
Yeah, Lauren, as a 2010 graduate from the high school here, and took 4 seconds off her prelim time and set up in her PR won the state championship at 6A at that time, at 2 minutes 10 seconds and 95. Just a really gutsy runner. I don't think I've ever seen anybody with more guts running than her, and she ended up competing and being real successful at Cornell University after that. So she has the Frost record in the 800 at Cornell right now. So
continuing to track and field, Justina Matson, and I mean, had a great career at Hutter Valley High School, and then went on to it still actually is in a spectacular athletic career right now.
Yeah, she's a 3-sport athlete. Graduated in 15, and everything from all the state championships, 5 of those, and went down to Fresno State, dominated down there with in the Mountain West, and ended up being involved with the Olympics in some bobsledding and some skeleton push. Just an amazing athlete.
Yeah, I did not realize until we started learning about this. I did not realize she was in the bobsled and skeleton competitions. Which, given how great an all-around athlete she was, I shouldn't be surprised at all. No. Because I mean, that sort of athlete is terrific in those competitions. Heading to soccer, and the son of the band I would call the pioneer of soccer in the Hutter Valley, Tony Dahlman. His son Matt was fabulous, and he is going to be honored.
Yeah, Matt is a 2003 graduate from Hood River Valley High School, and he went on to be All-State, All-League numerous times here from Hood River. But then he made his mark at University of Portland, where he competed and then later played some professional soccer in Europe and in the United States. And now he's presently one of the coaches in the Dows, developing a great program there.
Next one is someone who hit the 2 biggest field goals in Hood River Valley High School football history, Jared Swires. And he was far more than a kicker. He was eventually a quarterback, and he was also a baseball catcher. But I'll always remember him just simply for not as much the state championship field goal, but people forget he kicked like a 40-plus yarder in the first round to win that game. Otherwise, the rest of it doesn't happen in 1989.
No, well, the clutch performer coming back here to be honored, and first team All-State kicker, which is, Hood River is not noted for their kickers in the past, and in this case, but Jared was a clutch coming through in all those playoff games.
If Keith Bassham is listening on the stream or listens on the podcast, he's coming after you. Just so you know that.
I hope he was listening.
I may send him the clip. I seem to remember a good kicker, but Jared was terrific.
No,
I want to emphasize that. Again, people remember the state championship kick, which for him was a chip shot. It was from short range. It was the pressure of the moment with seconds to play. But the one that broke the tie, I think it was against Burns in the first round here at what would become Henderson Stadium. Set up the whole run through the postseason. And then I think that was a 40-plus yarder, if I remember right. Maybe time has extended it. Jared will remind me in 2 weeks, right. I'm sure. Or maybe he's extended it further. I don't know. The next honoree here on my list, unfortunately, is no longer with us, and in this case, way too soon. But Monty Hall was a tremendous basketball player who then went and played baseball his senior year and was a tremendous baseball player.
Yeah, it's a honorable mention All-State in basketball, and then made that switch over and becomes an All-State outfielder in baseball, which is amazing.
If my memory serves me correctly, he had not played baseball for a couple years, came back for his senior year, and was just tremendous on what was another terrific Hood River Valley Eagle baseball team. We've had plenty of those.
No, that's what stood out, is the fact that he excelled that year and really stood out hitting and defense.
Now we move on to I'm trying to remember if I have the wrong graduation date here, Phil, on my list. No. I do? Okay. Yes. 2009 Hood River Valley High School graduate Sean Baker, and he was a fabulous wrestler.
Yeah, competed in wrestling is very thorough. And he competed at he was the 2008 4A state champion, 136 pounds, 3-time state placer, and then later on excelled in the other forms. A great Greco-Roman champion and winner of the prestigious Triple Crown, all these things. But he was one of the better wrestlers to come out of our program.
Now stepping back to the early days of Hood River Valley High School in the 70s when they had to play much bigger schools than them. Tom Wishart off actually not just football but basketball as well.
Yeah, Tom Wishart, 1976 grad, came back. He was a 3-time All-Wilco League football running back, and that was, you got to remember, that was the day when the Wilco League consisted of like 16 teams, and so to just make that honor, it was tough to get in honorable mention All-Wilco League in basketball also. And later on, he was a letterman at Portland State University in 1976.
And the team that will be honored this year is a team that's etched in my memory, the 2015 Hood River Valley High School baseball state champions in Class 5A. Of course, they had lost the final the year before as a very young squad, actually would go on and get to the final again in 2016, many of the players on this team. But this ball club was a fabulous ball club.
Yeah, this headed by Eric Harjo as head coach and a number of well-known assistants, Tyson Jacobs, Jake Williams, Zach Pauls, and Pete Patasio. And all these guys, these players excelled. And one of the facts I remember about this team, and I had to look it up, is they had played 4 playoff games and shut out all opponents.
Never gave up a run in 29 innings. Of course, people again. You remember they beat Liberty 2-0, and Ryan Ward's shut out in that game. But the key moment of it, and when we had COVID, we replayed the semifinal during the COVID period of that season. And that was with Pendleton. Hood River Valley Pendleton baseball had become and remained until the league changed here a couple of years ago. Probably, maybe the best rivalry in high school baseball in Oregon. Sorry, about two teams that were just very equal, lined up, same goals, similar philosophies. And except for Pendleton was more of the hitting club and HRV was the pitching club. And it looked like Pendleton was going to take the lead 1-0 in the top of the 8th inning. And on a drive to center, runner at first, 1 out. Dallas Buckley digs it out from the wall in center. Hits Cam Walker on the relay, and Cam Walker throws a strike to Adam Cameron at the plate, cuts down the run. And Ward gets out of the rest of it. Eagles win in the bottom of the 8th inning, 1-0 involved with a misplayed bunt, which is also how they beat Pendleton in the first round in 2014. And that was Hooter was the pitching and defense team, and why people ask me why I'm always about pitching and defense winning in playoffs. These are the two games that sealed it for me. Pendleton couldn't field bunts, HRV did, and HRV could squeeze out the wins. It was Ryan Ward and Cam Walker who had the shutouts. I think Walker may have. I have to go back. I think Walker threw a no-hitter in the quarterfinal, actually. But they were a tremendous pair, and it was just a tremendous ball club all around. I mean, they just were. And I understand. I think most of them are going to be here for this. I think it sounds like a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, it looked like some of them are coming. Most of them are coming back, and also not only that, but I think they're putting teams together to play in the golf tournament also.
Yeah.
So it should be quite a reunion for that program because that is the basis for three very good baseball teams.
And you had people who went on. A couple went on to play Division I baseball. Skylar Hunter, in particular, had a terrific career at Purdue University. This was a team, and they were a baseball group. I mean, they were really all about baseball, all of them, and it was, and they're the ones who kind of set the second wave of Hood River Valley High School baseball excellence. Was this group, and helped by some teams a few years earlier had begun to rebuild the program, and we've seen it pretty much kind of continue to this day in the terrific ball club last year that we had out here. So this is a key ball club in the school's baseball history. This team.
Yeah, I'm looking at those kids, and I'm just going down the list. I think there's at least 10 of them that went on to play in college, and a couple of them in football, but the rest of them are baseball kids, and all of them had pretty successful careers throughout. Yeah,
it did various levels. So I mean, again, this is going to be a lot of fun to see them again.
I was asking Willie Ishizaka whether he's going to bring his what do you have, a fish outfit? He said he didn't think so. He might be able to find it, but
that was the year before.
Yeah, I know.
If I remember right. I don't know. I can't recall if he had it out for 2015. But that was I remember being in Springfield for the first round, where they weren't expected to win, and beat a highly regarded Springfield, and it was like 9-2. I mean, I remember Kellen Duffy hit a ball from a Hamlin Field in Springfield, pretty much to Autzen Stadium down Centennial Boulevard in Eugene. It was a massive shot. But I remember looking in there and going, what is going on? But when you have teams like that, I mean, your club, I think it was a 2006, the unbeaten Intermountain Conference team. Mm-hmm. Didn't you guys have it was a garden gnome, I think.
Yeah, we have. I still got that.
Yeah, you still have it.
Yeah.
Probably it's in your garden, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still there somewhere.
So anyway, if people want to come out, this is a fun event to get together with everybody that's been involved in HRB athletics. Phil, what do they have to do? All the details.
Yeah, we were trying to do some pre-registration, but I think what we're doing is they can pay at the door. It's inductees and their guests. Guests pay $35, and it's a fantastic event, weather permitting, because it is a covered pavilion and so forth. So, but once they get there, we'll do a social for a while, sort of meet and greet type of thing, and at 5 o'clock we'll do the dinner, plus awards to follow.
Yeah, and it's a fun event. I mean, really, the greatest part of it is the people you get to reconnect with.
I was just going to say the same thing. The social part of that by far is the highlight for me as well. Just getting back and seeing some familiar faces and meeting some new people as well.
So, Hood River Valley High School Athletic Hall of Fame events again Friday. The golf tournament at 8 in the morning. Again, Joe Gunther at Crown Point Wealth is the guy to talk to there, I think, along with Justin Frazier, the girls basketball coach. Go to hrv.Lady Eagles Facebook page. That's the girls basketball Facebook page that's been established now, and so you can get the entry forms there. Indian Creek Golf Course could probably steer you there as well. And then on Friday evening, come to the football game for the introduction ceremony at halftime. And then you can also make sure to be there for Saturday evening at Divots at Indian Creek Golf Course in the Pavilion. 4 o'clock, the social will follow social at 4, dinner at 5, and the awards presentation. We try to keep it moving. I'll be the one that slows it down, probably, as the master of ceremonies. I may talk too much. I don't know. Depends.
I've never heard that, Mark.
Well,
that's okay.
The baseball team I can do a lot on. I can probably do a whole. I won't go Tom Grino 30 minutes, but I could probably do quite a bit on them.
I think we've tried to streamline it a little bit better as the years have gone by, but we'll see how it goes.
I think
what I always like is the fact that you don't have to the inductees don't have to give a big speech.
I do.
But the inductees come up and all of a sudden I have to say something? Really? And you really don't. But just a thank you would be fine. But we love to have the side bits and sidelines.
Actually, they're the best ones.
Yes, that's right.
They are, rather than me gab on. Usually they're the ones that tell the good stories. I've just been I just documented some of these athletes over the years. Tom, Phil, thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
It is 8:31 in the morning. We're a little behind here. We'll get news for you right after this.
Jan on the street. Hi, it's Jan from Toyota. Summer's not over at the National Sales Event, so I'm taking to the streets to see how people are keeping summer fun going with a new Toyota. Excuse me, sir. How are you making summer last longer with your Toyota?
Dropping my BZ to the park to play kickball with friends. Kickball is life.
Love the passion. Jan on the street.
Event ends August 31st. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Looking to level up your fitness game? The Power Station in Hood River is your one-stop spot for strength, sweat, and now indoor pickleball. Yup, is it too hot, too cold, too windy, or crowded? The Power Station has a state-of-the-art indoor pickleball court, perfect for all-weather play, lessons, training, and play with your group. Whether you're crushing weights or dinking at the net, the Power Station keeps you moving strong. Learn more and book your court time now at powerstationhr.com, where Hood River trains and plays.
Coffee for Mid-Columbia Today guests is provided by Hood River Coffee Roasters, the Gorge's local coffee roasters, on Tucker Road on the Heights in Hood River.
8:33 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today. Taking a look at what's in the news. The new wildfire prevention restrictions are now in effect in the Hood River County Forest, with fire danger remaining high. Camping and parking in the county forest are prohibited between 9 in the evening and 5 in the morning, except at Kingsley Campground, Tucker Park, and Tollbridge Park. All gates providing access to the county forest are also closed, including Post Canyon, Rorden Hill, Upper Binns Hill, and Gilhooly. Motorized vehicles with combustion engines are prohibited on trails and gated county forest roads, and all campfires are prohibited. Portable stoves and fire pits using liquefied or bottled fuel are still allowed in clear areas free of flammable vegetation. Users must have either a shovel and 1 gallon of water or a 2.5-pound fire extinguisher. A map showing gate closures available at webmap.hoodrivercounty.gov/trail. The county will announce when the restrictions are lifted. For questions and more information, you can call Hood River County Forestry at 541-387-6888. Clickitat County Commissioners approved an extension of the moratorium on battery energy storage systems in some areas of the county's energy overlay zone to March 4th of next year. County Planning Director Scott Edelman says that's to allow for more time to receive a report from legal consultants on a draft of an ordinance to deal with applications for those systems.
We've had some initial conversations with the consulting attorney. They've taken it beyond what I initially expected, but it's taking it to a point that I think ultimately will expedite the process.
Edelman says that includes comments incorporating the Energy Overlay Zone ordinance. He expects to receive the comments for the Planning Commission in September, to set up a workshop in October, and then a public hearing in November. The goal will be for the ordinance to come to the County Commission in January. Clickitat County Commissioners also approved a 10% increase of wastewater rates in Dallasport. That'll move the base rate from $68.07 to $74.88. There will also be a small increase in the hookup fee to $6,000. Commissioner Ron Eyrig said for holding a question and answer session with Dallasport residents last week. He said there are a few things the county needs to do.
We need to, at minimum, every 6 months go down, tell them where we're at with the system, what have we done on the maintenance, educational.
County Public Works Director Jeff Hunter noted they'll be applying for a loan or grant from the state for system upgrades very shortly. The Hood River White Salmon Bridge will continue to have several overnight closures over the next 3 weeks as crews conduct geotechnical work for the bridge replacement project. The bridge will be closed from 12:30 in the morning to 5 in the morning tomorrow and Friday of this week. They are also scheduled for the early morning hours of September 1st through the 4th and September 9th through the 11th. The closures will allow crews to conduct geotechnical exploration near the Washington shoreline, so the scheduled closures may not be needed if the work is completed ahead of schedule. Travelers should plan ahead and use an alternate route during the overnight closure periods. Currently 62 degrees in Stevenson, 66 in the Dalles, 64 in Hood River. It is 8:36 in the morning.
For over 20 years, Hood River Dental has delivered winning smiles and grown with you here in the Gorge. We care for the whole family with a comprehensive approach. General dentistry, cosmetic services, Invisalign, core whitening, plus advanced treatments for TMJ and airway management. Time for a dental checkup? Struggling with snoring? Let's talk. Visit us across from Jackson Park on Matt Street or on Belmont in Hood River. Online at hoodriverdental.com. Hood River Dental, family-owned, community-focused, and always here for you.
Hey, it's Zach from Del Carpine Automotive. You know those tall Sprinter vans that look like they could secretly double as apartments? Yeah, we work on those, and we know them really well. Whether it's your adventure rig, work van, or mystery mobile full of camping gear and snacks from 2022, we've got you covered. We're now just 10 minutes up the hill in our great new location in Hood River. Come see us. From Mercedes and Ford, big rigs to Sprinters, no jobs too big or small. At Del Carpine, we work on them all. Family owned and locally trusted.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bicoastal Media Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
And we are back. It is now 8:39 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today if you're listening live. And now with us on the show from Washington Gorge Action Program, Associate Director Juan Reyes and Education and Engagement Coordinator Christopher Cazares are here. Good morning to both of you. Thanks for being with us once again on the show.
Good morning. Yeah, thank you for having us.
That's how I remember to turn on your microphone.
Oh yeah, thank you.
You're in radio. You get this.
I saw the switch going. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta wait.
Good call there. Good call. You got a couple of events coming up here in September that we're going to talk about, and first of all, and I'll just throw this out for either one of you here, you're going to be partnering up with Gorge Heritage Museum for, it's a Mount Adams Chamber of Commerce Business After Hours event, but it is a event that's open to the public. It's not the typical business after hours. It's in celebration of an exhibit I think the museum's going to have over there in the month of September.
Yeah, so the exciting part is it is a partnership between WAGAP and Gorge Heritage Museum. It is a new Latino exhibit that they are going to be presenting to the community. So we thought, why not do it the same week as El Grito and just make it a whole celebration for Latino Heritage Month? And so, we reached out to the chambers. They were really excited, and they wanted to partner with us as well to do a business after hours at the museum. So we're really excited about being able to present this to the community. It's open to everybody. There's going to be some dancers. We're talking about piñatas and some beverages and refreshments for the community as well. But truthfully speaking, this work for the exhibit itself is the biggest part. Has Chris that has done most of the work for that exhibit, so I'm sure he can share more about that.
So, Chris, tell us about this exhibit and what the theme is of it.
Yeah, well, we were approached by the Gorge Heritage Museum, and they wanted to include the history of Latinos here in the Gorge, and it was a very interesting place to start because, where do you start? Who do you talk to? And, there were a couple ideas about like highlighting some of the people that have created an impact in our communities that are not necessarily often talked about. However, their impact has continued on through their kids, and so the idea is to bring those stories out into the museum, and hopefully on the long run, more and more people who have been living here for so many years get the opportunity to tell their story too. And so it's just been very interesting to have an opportunity to collect all these stories from the people that I got the chance to talk to. And we're just excited to be able to share those same stories with our communities. So I think that's been a very important piece, and it's just been super cool to be part of that.
So you mentioned you're talking to people to put this exhibit together. Does this involve, I guess, collecting some oral histories from people of things that they remember?
Yes, well, I mean, just yesterday, one of our co-workers got an opportunity to talk to, is it Alicia Mackenzie, I think her name is, and she has been a beacon in the Latino community in White Salmon. Like, so many people know this lady, but yet nobody knows her history, what she's done for the community. And so it's just been a very cool opportunity to be able to bring that piece that has been there since the beginning, to be able to recognize them and to be able to again, just share that piece of history, not just with the community that has been here all these years, but also the newer generations. I think it's important they know who these people are and what they've been doing. So,
well, I'd be curious, Tommy, with something like this, because at this point, of course, you have numerous Hispanic families who are, third, fourth, probably even fifth generation at this point. I would imagine there is an importance for that community to tell the story of what it was like for those who first came to this area, and in almost every case seeking a better life for the generations that followed.
Yeah, I mean, it's a piece that we all have that history. We all have our parents' histories, and it's just it carries so much weight. I feel that a lot of our parents don't necessarily fully talk about those experiences, but also I feel like sometimes it's under the power that those histories has, the importance that they have, and who we are today, and understanding where we come from, and how much we have, how far we have come from when our parents were here to where we are right now, is just such a relevant part of history that, the hope is that this is the beginning of what the museum is doing, of telling some of these stories, but the hope for the future is that eventually more and more people get to share their stories, because I'm sure that in this first event we're not covering necessarily all the people that have had that impact in the gorge, but we're definitely covering some of the most important, influential people that have had that impact in the communities.
Now, how long will the display that's been put together be at the museum?
I believe it's been almost a year since we started.
Since you started it. Okay, yeah. So it's a permanent display. I just saw featured display in museum gallery. I didn't know there was something like it's special, obviously, but whether it's a permanent or a temporary exhibit out there.
Yeah, it's a permanent, and I believe the idea is that it'll be changing from time to time.
Well, I would think also you mentioned the difficulty sometimes in getting people to tell the story. This kind of reminds me a little bit of me trying to, as a youngster. I knew my grandparents, both grandfathers had been involved in World War II, but to get them to talk about it was very difficult, because I think in their minds they just saw it as we just did what we had to do and didn't really consider it special necessarily. Whereas you look at it through the lens of history, and yeah, it was special. I would imagine there's kind of that similar feeling with what you've been doing and others in trying to put this together.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times I compare it to like pulling a whole tree or a plant and seeing all of those roots. It really is like a rabbit hole. You know, I only know so many people, and I talk to that people, and then they tell me like, oh yeah, my dad, my family, so and so, and then you go back and think about that people, go talk to the people, and so and on. And you just keep digging. You just keep finding out things that you never know how relevant they were. The first students in Columbia High School, the first farm workers in the area, like those stories are so powerful and yet very not very talked about.
So again, this is going to be on Thursday, September 10th, 5:30, co-hosted by WAGAP and Gorge Heritage Museum. And you're going to be at the museum on 202 East Humboldt in Bingen. There'll be, I think, Juan, you were telling me piñatas and all sorts of things surrounding this as well. But it's a chance to learn a lot, it sounds like, as well at this event.
Absolutely. Well, we've been fortunate enough. Chris also was very instrumental in the Hood River Museum when we did the Latino exhibit. So, I think the fact that we have these two organizations reaching out to us and wanting to really hear the voices of local community members is such a great opportunity that we're just so super excited to be able to participate and be able to help with this permanent exhibit on both sides of the river.
I'd be curious to know here. I recall the exhibit that was done in the Hood River Museum. We have that river that divides so many things. Does it tend to divide the story, or does the story intertwine?
I think just based on what we've been hearing with the interviews, because I did a lot of the interviews for the one in Hood River, the stories are very similar, right? Much like you mentioned at the beginning, it is families looking for a better life, better opportunities. Again, we live in a beautiful area, and it is always interesting to think about the fact that there's just a river that separates these two communities, but truthfully speaking, it is one community. That's what we talk about the work that we do is like as a regional piece, because regardless of which side of the river you're at, everybody has the same needs, everybody has the same stories, and we're all just one community. And so being able to bring people together, I think, is just so amazing to be able to provide something like that, like the museum piece or the event that we have coming up on that Sunday. So WAGAP itself, we just feel very fortunate to be able to do that, to be that bridge between communities.
And let's talk about the second event, Sunday the 13th. You're going to be busy that week. It is El Grito. How long have you been doing this now? This is a recurring event.
Yeah, so this is our 5th year doing El Grito. It's crazy to think about. Yeah.
So we should always start with the story of what El Grito means, what it is.
Well, Chris, you might be able to share a little bit more about that, which I know that it is the celebration of the Independence Day for Mexico. So it's not Cinco de Mayo. It is September 3rd.
Yeah, well, I mean, September 15 was the date that Mexican independence was officially initiated. So that's actually the day that they were called to action. And then, I mean, many years we're here. Many years later, we're here. So yes.
Well, I think El Grito, it means the scream, doesn't it? And there's a legend behind that. I don't know how true it is, but it's probably a true story that developed into a myth as well.
Yes. Well, so the story behind that is that so on the morning of the 15th, the leader who initiated the War of Independence, which would be, I would say, like the counterpart of George Washington for Mexican people. His name was Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla. Again, he was a priest, and he led the revolution. And so on that morning, he rang the bell so that everybody congregated outside the church. And he started yelling, the War of Independence, and so that yell was that's how it was known, El Grito de Independencia, the yell of independence. So every 15, the president of Mexico gets to repeat the same yell, Viva Mexico, Viva Viva los héroes que nos dieron patria, or heroes, and all of that. And so it's in remembrance of that event.
So your event is going to be Sunday from 3 to 6 on September 13th is the date. And Juan, you got all sorts of things going on there.
Yeah, no, and we also do the proclamation that day as part of the celebration, so which is really exciting. But yeah, no, we have, much like we've done in the past, we just finalized the community partners that are going to be there. So we have about 30 community partners that are going to be out there handing out resources, family activities, free gifts for families. They also provide raffle prizes for the raffles that we do throughout the day. We'll have some live music, some free food that will be provided by some lunch trucks. So everybody gets a ticket for a couple free tacos and and a churro. So they just stop at the WAGAP table and we give them that bag with all of that information. We also will have a bunch of vendors there to be able to sell things like local Latino vendors that we have in the community. But yeah, it's always been super fun. Last year it was interesting because it literally rained all the way up till 3 o'clock. Then the rain stopped. We got everything set up and it was the most beautiful day. It was crazy to me, and I've been saying this to everybody that participated last year. Really felt like the energy that everybody really brought the sun out because it was right up to the minute. So we're hoping the weather will help us out. It's been the 5th year. We've been very lucky for 4 years. Can't really complain. So let's just we're excited to again to host this event. And again, thanks to Molina, Initai, the City of White Salmon, and One Community Health also for helping sponsor it this year.
So we should mention free entry. It's at Rheingarten Park in White Salmon. Free foods there. You get the live music, you have activities for kids, and you do use it as an opportunity to get some resources out to people.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's a great way to connect. So we're really excited and thankful for the community partners that come out every year, and the new community partners coming out this year that will help us connect and give resources to families that need those resources.
So again, 3 to 6, Sunday the 13th, El Grito. That'll be at Rheingarten Park in White Salmon. And a couple of evenings before that, Thursday the 10th, WAGAP and Gorge Heritage Museum hosting Mount Ames Chamber of Commerce Business After Hours. But we will note that is a public event. Anyone can attend. Anyone can attend. 5:30 to 7, Thursday evening, September 10th, celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, and the display in the museum gallery, 202 East Humboldt in Bingen is where that is out. You can get more information at mountamschamber.com as well on the event. Juan, Christopher, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it is 8:53 in the morning. We'll come back and finish it up for you after this.
Did you know Skyline Health in White Salmon has its very own sports medicine doc superstar? That's right. Dr. Ryan Petering trained at OHSU, cared for professional Nike athletes, and even spent more than 15 years teaching other doctors how it's done. From sporting injuries to arthritis, he's here to help you move better, feel stronger, and keep doing the things you love. Want to live life to its fullest? Step right up and visit myskylinehealth.org. Skyline Health, world-class care right here at home.
Whether you're mowing, grading, or just taking care of your property, you need the proven reliability of Kubota compact tractors to help you get it all done right. Stop by today. Right now, bring home the Kubota BX23S Series for 0% financing or save up to $4,500. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer.
Sea Shepherds, 440 Riverside Drive, Hood River, your Kubota dealer.
Hi, this is Nicole with McCoy Holliston Insurance, powered by Your Policy. We're honored to be recognized the best insurance agency in the Gorge 5 years running. This reflects the trust, loyalty, and long-term relationships we've built with our clients for nearly 80 years. At McCoy Holliston, we take pride in offering dependable guidance and personal service. Whether you need protection for your home, car, business, farm, or life, your trust means everything to us. Call us at McCoy Holliston Insurance, where relationships and service still come first.
The Hood River Valley Eagles are back, and KIHR will be there again. Here comes Jacobs. Here comes Pratt behind him. Dillingham to third. It's a two-run triple as he dives in safely. If you have a business, sports play-by-play listeners, or active engaged listeners, the ideal audience for your message, available at an affordable price. Contact your Bi-Coastal Media representative by calling 541-296-2211 to make sure your business is part of the best game in town.
Tune in weekday mornings at 8:05 and keep up with community events and issues with the Mid-Columbia Today Show on Mid-Columbia's news leaders, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital and Del Carpine Automotive.
8:57 in the morning. We've been mentioning the last couple days the need for blood, and the American Red Cross has 3 different blood drives in the area going on today. 11 to 4 at the Best Western Plus Clem River Inn in Cascade Locks, noon to 5 at the Fairfield Inn in the Dalles, and 12:30 to 5:30 today at Underwood Community Center. And then tomorrow there's another blood drive at Hampton Inn and Suites in Hood River from noon to 5. You can get appointment for these at redcrossblood.org. Type in a zip code, and it'll show you what's close to you. And you can help out in what is a massive need for blood in our area and our country right now. Type O blood especially is needed, we are told. What's coming up on the show? Tomorrow, Dan Keneally, Columbia Gorge Orchestra Association, is going to join us. We will preview the upcoming CGOA season. We're almost to fall, believe it or not. Now, we still have close to a month of summer officially. And really, September usually is just one of the most beautiful times of the year in the Gorge and the Northwest in general. So we're not quite there yet, but they've got things starting to go on at the CGOA, so we'll talk about that. We're also scheduled to talk Columbia Gorge Community College tomorrow. Not sure what. Going to try to find that out, but we expect to do so. Friday, we'll talk to our master gardeners in the area. On Monday, Jaime Rivera, Hood River Valley Parks and Rec, is going to be here. We'll talk about their fall programs. And we're going to talk about Fish Food Bank. Marianne Durkin will be here. We'll talk about what they are in need of right now, and goodness knows there is always a need. On Tuesday, Cindy Thiemann, Hood River Watershed Group, will join us. The Hood River is very low, by the way. I saw they sent out a newsletter. It's almost at record lows. Not quite, but it's down there. And we'll do some other things as well on Tuesday. But that's what we got coming up on Mid-Columbia today over the next few days, and I am done for this morning. A reminder, if you missed anything, check out our podcast. You can get it wherever you can get your podcasts. Wherever you get them, you can get ours as well and have the show delivered each day into your mobile device. Just search for Mid-Columbia Today where you look for podcasts. I'm Mark Bailey. Thanks for being a part of the morning. We'll talk to you again on Thursday.